personality is what makes some people so special. And that's where John Silver steps in. Going into the beginning of this show, if you put a side by side between Pac and John Silver, they look like very similar guys, right? Smaller in stature as far as height, incredibly jacked. Johnny Hungy is jacked to the gills. But what really makes John Silver so exciting and really has given him a chance to stand out on the scene in such a stacked roster is that guy's personality. The man is so funny on screen. SPD, you always say silver equals gold, right?
That's right. I completely agree. Silver equals gold on BTE, on Dynamite. And I was listening to the AEW Unrestricted podcast, and Tony Khan, because of BTE, this is where he really got eyes on John Silver and was pushing for him to do this on Dynamite because it's such a good gimmick and his natural personality is great.
That's a great point by you. That podcast they talked about, Tony mentioned this is a showcase of two guys that really developed their character that we see at current on BTE, right?
Yeah.
Tony Khan talked about the beer drinking, jaded, like sort of totally drunk version of Adam Page. That came of itself, the jaded kind of drunken millennial cowboy. That happened on BTE. And Tony was exposed to that. And then now John Silver and his incredible sense of humor and his way to steal the show anytime that he's on the show, to steal the spotlight, to make people laugh, to be willing to make himself look awkward and uncomfortable and just be weird in order to make other people happy. That's a unique talent in a person. In a day and age where so many people are so caught up in trying to look cool or to try to like feel like they're the ones who has it all together, Johnny Silver is the opposite. That guy is just willing to laugh at himself and be awkward and uncomfortable in order to make you happy. And that's pretty cool. That's what I love about the guy. He doesn't take himself too seriously. It's pretty sweet. This was a great matchup, and it was kind of thrown in there last second by Tony going into Dynamite this week, but we were happy to see it. SPD, what are your thoughts on Hangman going against John Silver and the way that match ended? Again, this is a common theme. SPD, I want you to get into this too when you talk about this match. This was something you pointed out last week. It feels like after every match, every segment, AEW is leaving us a little crumb, a little breadcrumb, and another breadcrumb, and we just want to keep coming back for more and more and more. At the end of this match, we got to see a really interesting development. Before we get to that, what was your thoughts on how we got there? How was the match? How did it stand out to you? Rate the overall segment to you. Was it an elite or delete?
I thought it was an outstanding opening. Obviously there wasn't too much build to the match itself other than little bits of here and there, random bits they've had over the course of Dynamite and all that. But I thought the match in and of itself was outstanding. The Meat Man, as they kept saying on commentary, Johnny Silver, the Meat Man, which is, I don't know where they're getting that from. But I thought his in-ring ability has really, I've seen some of his stuff on the independents and videos, him taking on other, brands, top stars that are currently on other
yeah, even his match against Brian Cage, if you can catch that on.
I did see that one as well,
right?
He takes on OC on Full Gear, and now he's taking on Hangman on Dynamite. He's proven, like I said in a tweet that'll pop up, that he can hang with the best, and he deserves it. He is reminding me of the way he gives those low kicks. It's kind of Daniel Bryan-esque, and I'm a huge Daniel Bryan fan.
Wow, props to him. That's high praise.
Those kicks that Hangman was taking was just echoing through the freaking stadium. You could just hear him thumping. And Silver, man, he was just bringing the pain. The chop battle that those guys had was outstanding.
The red chest afterwards, man. Johnny's chest was red, man.
Yeah, they were both taking some good punishment there. That's absolutely
Johnny doesn't have the
sure.
tan that Hangman has, and you could really see those red welts were forming on his chest, man. I felt for him.
Right. Like I said here earlier, or he hanging with Orange Cassidy and now Hangman Adam Page. These are two top stars in AEW right now. And for John Silver to be hanging with these guys, and clearly he's proven himself time and time again. And I'm happy for him, and I can't wait to see more of him. the match. Hangman, it was nice to see him back in the ring as well. I'm always in awe when he can do that shooting star press, the running shooting star press. And I think that's an outstanding move. I really do like his finisher as well.
The buckshot lariat's one of the best finishers in the business right now.
Yeah, I agree. And so this match to me definitely was an elite. It was a high energy. It showed a lot of strength in both guys, and it's great to see both guys back on Dynamite. So it is for sure an elite.
Yeah, you can keep that up there too. I'm normally I used to be pretty hard on the Dark Order, but I've come around quite a bit. I've become quite a fan, and I'm into what I'm seeing, especially from John Silver. A lot of people have gotten into Orange Cassidy, and I think that there's something organic and authentic about how Orange Cassidy got over. That I'm starting to see the same type of patterns happen with John Silver. I'm seeing the same type of, natural groundswell of support just based off of the commitment to his character and his sense of humor, right? And he's incredible.
He's very likable.
The one thing I'll say too, that I think that works even more in John Silver's favor than Orange Cassidy's is just that Silver has that natural, he can go into a match. Yes, he has that comedy side of him, but it was real quick. He got a couple hits. He got a couple hits from Hangman, and he snapped in right away. It didn't take him a while to get involved or invested in the match. And I think that's something that you can really start to notice about Silver is, he's funny and he's got that like laid back kind of like goofy sense of humor, but he takes this really seriously. Like this is his livelihood. Like you could tell when he's in the ring, that dude is going all out. If you watch him, like his tag match with Reynolds, they are
good.
They're good together, dude.
Yes.
They're really good. They're polished and smooth. And they like their offense flows really, really well together. I think they're one of the more underrated aspects of the Dark Order. Obviously, Preston Vance is really polished as far as a look and his style in the ring. The guy is perfect in that regard. But when you see Silver and Reynolds together in the ring, man, those two seriously have chemistry, and it shows. Whenever they're in the BTE segments together, those two just seem to naturally work really well. The recruitment specialists are legit. I love this matchup, and honestly, after the way things ended, I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with Hangman Page. Is this when we start to see the Brody Lee come back?
That would be a great feud.
Before Brody got involved with Cody, there was a lot of stuff where Brody and Hangman had some things where Brody wanted to get Hangman into the Dark Order. Again, if you go back in BTE history, the recruitment specialists were sent to go get, and they tried to get Adam Page. So this is certainly interesting. Are they striking while Adam Page while he's at his weak point, right? He lost to Kenny Omega recently, right? He got all the way up and he went head to head with his tag team partner who doubted him and proved him he basically proved himself right, that all the doubts that he had in Hangman Page were all valid. He beat him. He's not as good as Omega. So you got all these things running in Hangman's head, and he's drinking whiskey. When you're drunk and you got negative thoughts in your head, a cult doesn't sound so bad, right? So
that's true. I mean, that would be an interesting feud because Hangman really doesn't have too much going on right now, and we definitely miss Brody Lee. And not to be a huge Dark Order mark, but just looking at them on stage, you really don't see too much. But when they get in the ring, they're really a wow factor. Like as you just said, last night on Dark, Silver and Reynolds had an outstanding match and an awesome, smooth, fast finish that they did. And then Stu Grayson and Evil Uno, those guys are fun to watch in the ring too.
Oh yeah.
And so you talking about
not
these guys
to keep going, but I know that you're a Seidel fan. Matt Seidel went up against Five, and honestly, Five had a great match with him. Five and Seidel is a pro, and that's a bit. I mean, Seidel hung in there with Cage. Seidel had a great match with Kingston. And dude, that match against Five on Dark was legit. It was a good match. So I think that there's some stuff to be said for that. I think the Dark Order is starting to show that they have some legs to them,